2020 rotation. He is. We know that he can be that type of pitcher. It's just a matter of if he can do it consistently. Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Bryan Reynolds is closing in on yet another rookie record. Thursday night, Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Bryan Reynolds had his first career 2-home run game. One home run came as a left-handed hitter, and the other was as a right-handed hitter, making Reynolds just the third hitter in franchise history to hit a home run from each side of the plate in the same game. This was just the latest, and what's been a season's long worth of accolades for the switch-hitting Reynolds. Reynolds is currently putting together one of the best rookie seasons in Pirates history. In fact, the season that Reynolds is having is one of the best for a rookie hitter in National League history. Now, he is closing in on making history. Following his 2-home run night on Thursday, Reynolds is now slashing for a .331 average, a .398 OBP, a .538 slugging, with a .392 WOBA, 143 WRC+, and his extra base hit is a healthy 12.3% rate. Reynolds currently sits second in the NL batting title, just behind Anthony Rendon of the Washington Nationals. If Reynolds is able to capture the batting crown, he would be the first rookie to ever win the NL batting race. While Reynolds has an opportunity at making history with the batting race, there is one piece of history he is all but a guarantee to make. What is that history, you ask? The Pittsburgh Pirates record for doubles hit by a rookie. Reynolds has hit 34 doubles so far this season. This is pretty remarkable for any rookie, but especially one who spent the first 3 weeks of the season in the minor leagues, like Reynolds did. 34 doubles also puts him one double short of the team's rookie record. In 1926, outfielder Paul Waner hit 35 doubles as a rookie. For the last 93 years, this has been the Pirates' franchise record for doubles as a rookie. However, the Hall of Fame player's record looks ready to fall. Barring injury, Reynolds should set a new Pirate rookie record for doubles in a season. Anytime a hitter finds themselves in the same breath as a Hall of Fame hitter, they are having a hell of a season. But finding themselves in that breath as a rookie just adds to the impressive work Reynolds has done this season. You know, call him Reynolds because if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, it would be quite a shame. Quite a shame. You know, the whole Rookie of the Year discussion is disgusting. It disgusts me. Okay, yes, Pete Alonso is having a fantastic rookie season, not to take away any of that from him. Same deal with Mike Soroka, Chris Paddock, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Fantastic seasons. But Bryan Reynolds is hitting .331 right now. And it's not like he's slapping the ball around hitting singles. He's hitting for power. He's hitting for average. He's getting the extra base hits. He is about to pass a Hall of Famer as a rookie. And yes, Paul Waner set that record, but this was in 1926. 93 years. 93 years his record has stood. And Bryan Reynolds, in all likelihood, could obliterate it. He'll have a 40-double season. 40 doubles. Josh Bell currently sits at 37 doubles. You know, it would not be a shock to me if Bryan Reynolds surpasses him as well. That's how good he has been. And when you can do what he's done when he spent the first 2 weeks of the season in AAA, if it wasn't for Starling Marte and Eric Gonzalez colliding into each other, to go along with Lonnie Chisenhall's broken finger hand, to go along with Gregory Polanco's 2018 injury, all of this, Bryan Reynolds would have never been in the majors to begin with. He was given an opportunity, and he has flourished in that opportunity. We talked a lot last season how the Pirates clearly won the Andrew McCutchen trade just on the fact that we got Kyle Crick from it. And, you know, we also mentioned, hey, Bryan Reynolds is there too. But now it's much more so that we won the Andrew McCutchen trade because we have Bryan Reynolds and, hey, Kyle Crick is there too. An absolute steal for the Pirates and Neil Huntington in the Andrew McCutchen trade. And the thing that still disgusts me, I would say as a whole about Pirates fans, is how how still butthurt we are over the Andrew McCutchen trade out the average fan is. If you were listening to this podcast, I would assume you'd say, yes, I would have done the Cutch trade, a million times over for that return. When the trade was first completed, I was happy with it, personally. I was. It wasn't a monster haul by any terms at the time of the trade. But we realized that, hey, Andrew McCutchen is an aging superstar, probably past his prime. He has 1 year left on his contract. Get a solid relief pitcher and a decent prospect. Because that's what Brian Reynolds was. A decent prospect. Little did anybody know that he would become what he has become. The Arizona Fall League, which kicks off here in 11 days, is oftentimes a big indicator for what players are going to do at the major league level, because the AFL is the best of the best going up against the best of the best. It's the best prospects against the best prospects, essentially. The pitchers are facing the best hitters they've ever faced, and the hitters are facing the best pitchers they've ever faced. And Brian Reynolds sucked in the Arizona Fall League. And my major opinion on him was really formed at that point. When he was called up, it was, okay, Cole Tucker is here. What is he going to do? He's going to take over that shortstop position and run with it. You cannot predict the game of baseball. We try. I try. We all try to predict this game. But guess what? This beautiful game that we love, that is clearly the best sport in the world, is unpredictable. It's beautiful because of it. Who would have ever thought that Brian Reynolds, who literally has barely spent any time in AAA, would come up here and be in discussion to win the National League batting title as a rookie, to pass Paul Waner's rookie double record that has stood for 93 years. Who could have predicted that? Who could have predicted what Kevin Newman has done? Who could have predicted what Colin Moran has done in the 2019 season, when our starting guys at the beginning of the year were Jung Ho Gong and Eric Gonzalez? Gong has been cut, and Gonzalez should have already been cut. Who could have predicted that? Baseball is the most unpredictable sport. The 162-game schedule is the biggest test. It weeds out the men from the boys. It does. Brian Reynolds is a man, my friends. He has proven that. Well, the question becomes, can he repeat this success in 2020, or could he get even better? Could he? If Brian Reynolds can get hot down the stretch, he still could hit 20 home runs, being in the minor leagues for the first 2 weeks of the season. He still could. Now, it's very unlikely, but it is a possibility. The rookie tandem of Brian Reynolds and Kevin Newman atop the order, Newman-Reynolds. And that top of the line that we have is just so deep and it's so good. And I've said this, if this team had any type of consistent pitching this season, yes, they were decimated by injuries, and if the injuries didn't happen, we'd be right in the playoff discussion right now. We would. Pitching has been the downfall of the 2019 Pittsburgh Pirates. And the funny thing is, and this is why you can't predict baseball. This is why you can't predict it. Because when we were talking back in March, February, getting ready for the 2019 season, it was, this team is going to be in every game because of their stellar pitching. And that's what we thought up until the Diamondbacks series back in April. That's what we saw. But something happened against the Diamondbacks back in April. And I wouldn't say that's a turning point of the season, but it really kind of is. In Brian Reynolds' second career game against the San Francisco Giants, when they were looking to complete the sweep, I believe, he hit a ball to the wall, and it almost tied the game. That they ended up losing the game on that play. It was out of the plate. But that sort of, I would say, would be the turning point of the season. Yes, there were other moments where we were right in it, and you can use the All-Star break as it. But certainly for the pitching staff, that Giants series, from that point on, just didn't have it. And, it's tough to really explain or to figure it out. But they have to figure it out in 2020 if they're going to be successful. Simply put. If this team is going to be successful in 2020, the pitching needs to improve. It needs to. And if it doesn't, then they're going to continue to be a non-playoff team. It's just that simple. Brian Reynolds, again, should definitely win Rookie of the Year. He's going to win the batting title. Going to break a Hall of Famer's 93-year record. Tell me why he's not going to win Rookie of the Year. The Pittsburgh Pirates are winding down their disappointing 2019 season. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and that continued to be true this week. Every time things start to look good for the Pittsburgh Pirates, things quickly go south. The team has played better over the last couple weeks compared to what they were a month ago. But the Bucs and their fans got some negative news this week, although there was at least one little bright spot that came of it. The biggest piece of news to come from the Pittsburgh Pirates this week is in regards to right fielder Gregory Polanco. Polanco is supposed to be a big part of the 2019 offense, but he has barely played at all this year. The team rushed him back in the spring and inserted him back into the lineup much earlier than expected. Instead, just 42 games into his season, Polanco saw his shoulder surgery regress and found himself back on the injured list that was back in the first half of the season, and he has not played since. The Pittsburgh Pirates announced that Polanco would be shut down for the rest of the year and get a series of PRP injections to help heal his shoulder. This obviously is not good news, as it looks like a lot like Polanco will be spending another offseason working to rehab his shoulder and not his baseball craft. Then, to make matters worse, the Pittsburgh Pirates found out they would be losing another one of their outfielders for the rest of the year. The team just called up outfielder Jason Martin, who was up earlier this season, and lost him after just one game. Martin drew a walk against the Marlins in the series opener and ended up scoring the game-tying run. However, when Martin slid into home plate, the Marlins pitcher fell on his shoulder and separated it. Martin will not need surgery, but the team has decided that he needs to sit out the rest of the year. Those were two negatives that came out in the last couple days with the Bucs. There is something for Pittsburgh Pirates fans to be happy about. The team has recalled starting pitcher prospect James Marvel. Marvel had one of the better seasons of any of the Pirates minor leaguers and definitely deserves an opportunity to show what he can do at the big league level this September. The 2015 36th round draft pick out of Duke pitched between AA and AAA this season. After a strong start at AA, Marvel's final 11 starts came with the Indianapolis Indians, where he pitched to a flawless 7-0 record with a 2.67 earned run average. The 25-year-old will now get a chance to show what he could bring to the team in 2020. James Marvel, my friends, as I said, I think he's going to be an excellent ball player, an excellent pitcher. And, I just wanted to throw something in here, too. You heard what round I said James Marvel was drafted in. You heard it. The 36th round of the 2015 MLB draft. 36th round. We talked a lot about this around the draft time, didn't we? How every single round matters. James Marvel is living proof. Now, clearly, he hasn't made his MLB debut yet, and we still don't know what he's going to be like at the major league level. And let me be quite honest with you guys, too. Okay? And I hate to say this because it might take a little shot at my credibility here, but I didn't know who James Marvel was heading into the season. Now, I followed him in AA, and I was like, wow, kid can pitch. Call him up to AAA, see what he's got there. And every start in AAA, I was like, wow, this kid can pitch. Give him to Pittsburgh, right? So, while I may not have known who James Marvel was heading into the 2019 season, then many of you still may not know who James Marvel even is. But now you do. He could definitely be a big bright spot for the season and, help to put even a further silver lining on it. Because while the season has been terrible, record-wise, it's still been an exciting season. Has it not? Of course, we like to see our Pirates competing right now in meaningful baseball games. However, there are a lot of individual accolades and a lot of amazing comebacks this team has put on for us this year. It's a real shame that this team couldn't be competing right now because really everything that's happening right now leads you to think, why isn't this team competing? Why not? When they have the second leading guy for the batting title right now, guy with the second most RBIs in the league, why aren't we competing? Guys with batting averages like Newman well over 300, Marte having a 2020 season, Carl Moran batting over 290, Adam Frazier batting over 280. Why aren't we competing? again, it all goes back to the pitching. And if we had any sort of type of decent pitching, consistent pitching, the team would be in the playoff hunt right now. And we could